Hey, what is going on, crypto people? God, I gotta tell you, some interesting stuff going on right now. Very, very interesting stuff going on in the digital asset space. Jeremy Hogan came out with something that is very, very interesting in what he found in Judge Torres, part of Judge Torres' 57-page order or that was just recently filed. This is very, very interesting to me, guys. Very interesting. And it essentially is saying just because, I'm trying to paraphrase, a provision is a security doesn't necessarily make the thing a security. I am kind of paraphrasing, but he and both Jeremy Hogan and John Deaton are believing that she is leaning in, if you will, towards this whole just because something is something doesn't make it a security thing. And she's citing a case, and she's citing this case, this legal case, 3 or 4 times. Says to me that she's coming to the very end of her conclusion and making a ruling that XRP itself is not a security. That's what it's feeling like to me. This is where Judge Torres is getting. This is what it's feeling like to the crypto siege. And that is going to be a big time ruling. And I think that she's we're really, really blessed to have gotten Torres and Judge Torres and Judge Netburn. We've always known that. John Deaton has pointed that out. And I think that this is a judge who's not afraid to set a precedent, or, and this will be precedent setting when she does do it. So, and it's good to see that she's not afraid to do such a thing. So, it's gonna, it just feels like she understands all of this Howey test and she gets all that, but I think she's really honing in on the asset itself. The asset itself is not a security. And that's going to be really, really important. That means that Ripple has to do some other stuff, and probably how it gets it out to people and or who it gets it out to. But the asset itself not being a security, secondary sales, being able to move forward and continue, I think is going to be very, very, very important. And I think that she is going to make that kind of ruling on the asset itself. And, the amicus brief that John Deaton filed with the 76,000 XRP holders is going to play a role in that. I believe she's reading these amicus briefs, and I think she's getting it. I think that she is getting it. I think she is also getting the overreach that is the SEC. And, once you kind of get out there that the SEC lacks a faithful allegiance to the law, and that kind of gets out there, that puts all the judges and all the courts on notice. They begin to, they're on notice, and they want to make sure that they're not being used to make a mockery of their courts for some cause. And that cause could be political, could be whatever. But if there's a lack of faithful allegiance to the law, that's it. It is what it is. And I think that she understands what's going on here. I think she understands the political nature behind it. And I think she understands the overreach. And I think she understands the stretching, the extreme stretching of this Howey test, this law, if you will. And I think she understands that. I think she, in fact, understands that. And I think she also understands that the SEC has not proven themselves. That's why the experts that were precluded in this, in this order, which is excluding them, not allowing them to testify, is massive. And the ones that she chose were massive. That's why Stuart Alderati tweeted out how she excluded or precluded testimony from the SEC, and those experts were, 1 or 2 of them were going to kind of talk about the XRP usage and how XRP was to be used. And she, what the reason why what is it called? The reasonable expectation of profits, that expert testimony from that expert, right? There's a reason why she took out those. And the reason why she left others in, there's the reason why she maybe took one out from Ripple, is she's really just telling them ahead of time, this is where I'm leaning into. And any counsel of, some measure of competence recognizes where she's leaning. And so, although all the rulings might not be in favor of Ripple, I think the ones that are most important will be, and for sure, XRP not being a security, and the secondary sales of XRP not being a security is massively important. It's massively important to the digital asset space as a whole as well, I believe. So we'll see. So I wanted to bring that to you guys from XRP Ripple Daily News, but I also wanted to share, look, if you're not paying attention to Futureverse and the Root Network, Crypto Siege highly recommends that you look into it, that you delve into it, that you do your own homework and do your due diligence. I would start at MickeyBFresh.com. Go there, check it out. For sure. Check that out. Now, Crypto Eddie, I think, is doing an interview. I don't know why I want to say Monday. I think it's Friday. And I think that's going to be late tonight if you're in the U.S. I think that's how Friday would work in Japan. So, but stay tuned to Crypto Eddie, her tweets, her YouTube channel. Look for the interview. She's interviewing the people, the CEO, I believe, from Futureverse. And Futureverse decided to build and create their own network. It's called the Root Network. And the Root Network is using XRP as the gas token, but also as the base reward for that platform going forward. I think that is important, hugely important for, again, utility. It's essentially layer 2, if you will, on the XRPL ledger, right? And I think that kind of stuff, building on the ledger, layer 2s, I think are going to be massively important on the XRPL ledger. Massively important. I really, really, really do. In terms of the value that those entities building on the ledger is going to be absolutely massive. Because we can't wait for other things. We can't wait for systemically important stuff. We can't wait around for that. We can't wait around for, you know, things being deemed systemically important. We can't wait for that. We got to build. We got to show real world use case. So this is a really, really important one. I really do think that is going to change some games for Futureverse and the Root Network. And also, I came across something Mickey B Fresh shared something that I think we should look into, and it's called Astro, the ASTO token, and I think it's called Altered State Machines. Altered State Machines, ASM. It's an AI-powered generated NFT, and boy, does it look like a groundbreaking idea and technology. ASM, you can go to Altered State Machine, I believe it's .xyz. Altered State Machine.xyz. Again, the Crypto Siege is wanting to bring this to you for you to do your own homework, your own due diligence. I participated this morning, snatched up some of the ASTO tokens, and I am going to get one of those MindNFTs. It's about half the ETH right now on OpenSea. I hope that they figure out a way to get off of OpenSea, but it is what it is right now. And maybe they get on Blur, I don't know. Maybe they get on another, NFT platform. I guess they got to wait for the XRPL ledger to get this whole NFT going, and I guess they would be there as well. But right now it's OpenSea, about half an ETH, 0.44, 0.43, 0.42 of an ETH for this Mind NFT. Massive, groundbreaking, precedent. They got patent pending technology going around on this thing, filed with the U.S. Patent Office. And so I think that is a sleeper. I think it's one of those things that, gosh, if you can get in early on an idea, groundbreaking idea like this, just like the Flare Network, it could be life-changing if you have patience and you strengthen your resolve to hang around in the thing for 2 to 5 years and check it out, see how long, see where it goes, right? And so, and I think going forward, that's the move. You got to be willing to invest for the long term, 2 to 5 years, and see where a project goes. But if you can get there early, that affords you the opportunity to take profits in the interim. So check that out if you will. AlteredStateMachine.xyz. I think it's going to be a game changer. Another thing that I think is a game changer. Let me do the side note first here. Side note for the Celsius Networks that tunes into the Crypto Cheese channel, the Crypto Sieges channel. Judge Glenn is leaning in on this retail clawbacks. He's leaning in on the retail clawbacks. He's leaning in on it. Believes it to be unfair that some people within 90 days were able to withdraw and get access to their crypto, and that others were not. And this is a bankruptcy court concept. So, you know, these people on Twitter talking about that's not fair and blah, blah, blah. It's a bankruptcy court concept. So the courts have implemented this, and it's been around forever. So it's not Judge Glenn trying to be unfair. It's the court. It's the you can argue against it. You can go get your attorneys and fight against it. But it's a court thing. And it looks like he's leaning in towards ruling that allowing the retail clawbacks. And it's going to hurt a bunch of people who have already been hurt. But it doesn't mean that they are more hurt than people that were not able to get their stuff off. You're not hurting them more. You're not going to give them 1% of their money back, right? So you're not hurting them more. Like people are saying, well, you're hurting people more. You're not. You're not hurting them more. It's retail clawbacks. Everyone hates the idea of it, but he's leaning in towards this retail clawbacks. He's leaning in towards it. He is. And I don't know how that's going to work. You know, I really don't know how retail clawbacks are going to work. I don't know how people are going to get this money. I don't know, other than negotiations on, if you do this, you can keep this, you know, something like that. If you put this in, you can keep that, you know, you can keep the rest, you know, that kind of stuff. That's all I can see that's going to happen. You know, because once the court is ordered, you know, now you're talking about trying to play games with the court. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be in this back and forth, you know, trying to play a game with the courts. You don't want to do it. It's just more heartache, in my humble opinion. But anyway, Judge Glenn is leaning in towards that. Yeah, he is. So when he states the words, I don't think that's fair. You know, Judge Glenn is very, very reasonable guy. If he hears some arguments, he'll change his mind. But right now, he's leaning in towards that. Another groundbreaking, not groundbreaking, but I'm excited for XRP attorney, if you will, Jesse Hines. He has a new project coming out. And I know we had a little back and forth on Twitter. I hope he doesn't take that personal, but take that personal. But his new project is around crowdfunding on the blockchain in a manner that doesn't offer unregistered securities. And number two, again, and the other thing that he's trying to do is bringing investing in startups to unaccredited investors in the U.S. So, you know, so the project is kind of encompassing both of those ideas. Look, is that new? No, it's not new. But who's come up with the way to have it done? Especially from a crypto blockchain perspective, I don't think anyone has. At best, you could look at the lady investor Wood. Is it Kathy Wood? I think it's Kathy Wood. At best, you could look at that. But other than that, I don't think you can, you know, I don't know. Ark Invest, right? Kathy Wood, I believe it is. So that's really exciting. So we're looking forward to hearing more from Jesse on that. Interesting, very, very interesting, to say the least, guys. Well, listen, this is your XRP Ripple Daily News. I wanted to bring it to you in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope that it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor and hit that like button. Hit that like button. We need to get this channel out to more people that are hanging out on YouTube. Hanging out on YouTube watching Mr. Beast. And they don't know about this new asset class that's being built right underneath their nose called the digital asset space. And the way that we can do our part in letting more people know about this new asset class that can potentially create generational wealth is by hitting that like button. And do me a favor, if you're hanging out you've been just hanging out watching the channel and haven't taken the time to subscribe, please consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. Hugely important to do that, ring that notification bell. I'm going to end this video like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. And that is that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating or are you standing on the sideline? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.